It's the ongoing saga of my 2004 all-wheel drive Astro van, which is no longer all-wheel drive, it's now four-wheel drive. Had a lift kit done on it, and if you've seen the other videos, you know what's going on. I've come to the conclusion that my stock rear springs are shot, which makes sense because if you watch the other videos, I talked about how when the work was done, they didn't put the airbags back on, and the rear end was very, very squirrely. Well, as it turns out, I had taken a lot of weight out of it and drove it, and it would still rock like that, even without all the weight in it. So, which is the reason why I needed to put the airbags back on. And I had those guys send me the airbags when I was in Jersey, and I put them on. I had to make a riser block and everything for them. But this side was leaking. This is the side where the airline was pinched, so I figured it must be leaking from there, right? That would be common sense. Well, I finally replaced that line. And when I replaced the line, it still leaked. So I had to figure out a way to fix that because, I mean, I want to put springs on. Money's kind of tight right now. I just don't have the money for the springs, and I don't have the money for a new airbag either. Those things are expensive. So what I did was I put this in there. What I did was I disconnected the line from the fitting where we put the air in. I pulled that apart. I clipped it clean so I'd have a nice clean end of the line, stick it back in the fitting. I made sure I gave myself enough slack when I put it all together anyhow. I squeezed this into the line, put it back in the fitting, put the air in it, and I jacked it up extra high on purpose, and I went all over the place, over some curbs, uneven terrain, you name it, to make sure it was going to be okay and test it out, and it's been fine, hasn't leaked. So now you know, if you want to fix your airbag, at least temporarily, if you got a slow leak, you can stick this in there and it'll work, because it's working for me. You know, on the springs, my van has 3 leaves. It doesn't have that little short one under the 3. I don't know if that is normal for everybody else. I don't know if these things came with different types of springs on them, but when I've looked at them online, what I found is that all the pictures show 3 leaves plus 1, and that plus 1 is that little short one on the bottom. And I don't know if those are all upgraded springs or what. I put it out there the other day on Facebook on the Astro van group, and I got some different information. It was all good. It was very helpful. Most of it was helpful. Thank you. So now I know what I'm going to do, you know. And I know a lot of people have gone with a helper spring. It's cheap and easy, and you can do that pretty quick. And I think that would work fine, but I see that as a temporary thing. I'm just that kind of guy. I want to do things as correct as possible and better. And I'm thinking if I get the upgraded springs, I think it's a 1,500 pound capacity if I'm not mistaken. Maybe there's even more, but people are saying that'll give you about 2 inches. And right now I went with the 5-inch lift. I'm on the bottom hole on the shackle, and without the air in it. It looks real high to you right now because I got the airbag full. But without the air in it, that still might set me about here. I also have the larger torsion keys for the front, so I can get that front up, and then I can put a bigger tire on. That's what I want to do. I don't want to get super crazy. I'm thinking a 30-inch tire to a 31-inch tire in that range. Nothing bigger than that. I want it to still be fine on the highway. Still have enough power, and this truck's been fine for me. I'll show you what's going on underneath it. Some of you have seen this before if you've seen my videos. But that's that riser block I made to make the airbags work. You can see it clearly is full of air. I never got around to putting that plate on, but I may not. You know, if I get the beefier springs and that's enough, I'll test it without the airbags and see how that feels. And maybe I won't even use the airbags anymore. Just to show you what's going on here. Now, you can see between the bottom leaf and the middle leaf, there's an airspace there. Well, if I was to deflate that airbag, these springs will just arc the other direction. That'll all compress, and that's, you know, part of the reason I know these things are shot. And you'll see that that's it, just 3 leaves. Doesn't have that little short one underneath. Take a look at your van. Just tell me what you got. It's a pretty good van here. No rust. Very happy about that. And, you know, I love this thing. So, once I get this suspension issue fixed, I'll get the interior done. I've been thinking a lot on that. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to be doing. I think you guys will be impressed with it. It'll be pretty unique. Nothing I've seen anybody else do. We're taking a look at the side sticker window right here. A lot of guys here actually helped me out on the road. It's my hometown right there. Right coast. So now you know. If you got an airbag and it's leaking a little bit, give that a shot. It's worth it. You know, 10 bucks. You got nothing to lose for 10 bucks. If it doesn't work anymore, I'll let you know.